Hey everyone, welcome to another Transformers toy review. Better late than never. Today we're going to take a look at Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise Grapple. So he's a Voyager class figure. So I think in Kingdom they've got Inferno, which is obviously they're all off the same mold, but this is my first time looking at this particular mold. Now, Grapple, I think, first sort of made an appearance probably season 2 of the Transformers kind of animated series. So with Earthrise, I've got a few of his kind of other kind of season 2 buddies here. So we've got Hoist here as a bit of a size comparison. And actually, you know, despite one being, I'm sure he's a deluxe, this guy being a Voyager, it didn't seem to be a great deal of difference between the two, unless this guy was a deluxe, but I'm pretty sure he was a deluxe and he's a Voyager. This one definitely a Voyager anyway. But it's quite cool. The oranges kind of nearly match on these two. Yeah, it's pretty cool looking figure. I'll just show you the figure in a little bit more detail. Just give you a look at the head sculpt there. And the one thing I don't like is the face is painted silver, and then you've got almost like red underneath and then blue eyes. So it looks like he's got red around his blue eyes, which is a little bit distracting. Maybe they could have painted these little nubs here, but silver on top of here and here. Nice silver paint through here. This kind of grill bit's done, and this bit's painted with the Autobot symbol on here. Nice translucent windshield in here, and then orange paint on the sides here as well. And even on the inside of the wheels, those are painted orange and silver on here, and some sort of black paint in here for his kind of crane mode. So I'll stand him up. He does come with a few accessories before I show you some of the other bits and pieces. So he comes with this gun here. So it's just a black gun, no paint on it, and he holds it in his hand just fine, like that. Now his hands, like the original toy, used to be able to plug things in to either hand. Now both of them move around like that, allow you to plug something in. So you've got this grapple hook here for grapple, and you can plug that in, and that just moves around like that. It doesn't move inwards, and there is a little groove there which you can use to attach to some of the kind of platforms. So for example, I'll show you on the instruction on the sheet here. So I kind of cut out the backing cards and bits and pieces, so you can see where you can clip that on to make him kind of lift things. Where you can plug on the bits and pieces there as well. And yeah, it comes with his obviously instructions, some cool artwork on the side which shows his other accessory, and you get the kind of other matte piece and the red kind of thing on here. It just shows you, and you can line that up with the other matte pieces. Now the other accessory piece is actually hidden on the back here, so it's a bit out of the way. I couldn't find it for a moment, but it is hidden on the back here. It is plugged in quite tight, so you have to pull it out like that. It plugs in there and in there. So, and you can do either hand, but if you want to, I'm going to do it on this same hand here and plug it in here, and it's painted silver. There's a little bit of a gap in there, but that's fine. And then you can peg this other one in wherever you like, really. On the instruction sheet, it shows you having it pegged into the side here like that. But it's up to you. I mean, you could peg it down on his leg if you want, or have it part of some base or anything else like that. So entirely up to you. But in terms of articulation, the head rotates all the way around. It does feel a little bit loose. It's on like a mushroom peg in here, so you can't get anything up or down, unfortunately. The arms, good articulation. They go all the way around, out to the side like that, and it's quite good that it doesn't break up the sculpt, so you get that kind of inner workings showing there. The arms rotate all the way around there on a mushroom peg, and the arm goes up to there. There is a bit of kind of hollowness, which you see on these sort of retail figures. You can kind of get a butterfly out like that if you want to cheat it, but you kind of have to take a picture at an angle. And all of this is painted orange, and it's done pretty nicely actually. The waist does articulate, so that goes all the way around. And that's done very well. The legs can go all the way out to there. They're held in place with friction, and now all the way out to the front and all the way out to the back. That's really nice. These painted orange has done really well on the outside. On the inside, not quite as well, but it's not as important there. And the leg bends back to there, which is decent. And he's got nice big clunky legs as well. And they don't move forward and back, but you do get a rocker that goes all the way out to there. So you can get him in some pretty wide and kind of dynamic posing. The only thing that kind of ruins it really is the fact that you have to kind of get him in a position where you can see the face. If you were able to move it up and down, you could perhaps kind of get him like that and have him looking up or down. So that kind of ruins it a little bit. But yeah, he's pretty good in robot mode. If I get him standing up straight alongside hoist, it might be a bit of a better comparison. So bring him in here alongside him. So yeah, he is a little bit taller, but not miles taller. It's kind of where, in terms of scale, it's kind of like he's a big deluxe and he's a smaller Voyager, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's him in his robot mode. Pretty good, pretty good. And what we'll do now is we'll get him transformed and take a look at him in his crane mode. Right, so let's get him transformed. A couple of things just to show you just before I do actually. Just want to show some of the blast effects and things, obviously, that you can use with him. So yeah, you can pop these on the end. So I mean, that one probably looks more like water, so you could probably use that more with Inferno. But you can pop in any of these ones on, if that one fits in okay. And these smaller ones as well. The same, they'll fit on the end of the gun, so you can do some nice shooting action as well. And the crane hand as well, just to show you, you can fit that on the end of here, so you can get him, so you just have to line it up along here. So you can kind of position him in a way where it looks like he's, I'll try and get this right, you can sort of get him bent down as if he's kind of fixing something or putting something into place like that if you want to, or obviously that he could be kind of dragging something along if you want to. This one probably isn't ideal, but it just gives you an idea of something. Obviously when you get into crane mode, he could be pulling something along like this. Right, so yeah, to get into crane mode, right, let's take off this. Let's take this off as well, the sort of hand attachment. This one I find is a little bit trickier to pull out, so just be careful with this one. Right, so that's there, and it goes on this side here. So just store that in there like that. Fold the hands around like so. Let's straighten up the legs. First thing you want to do is sort out the bottom parts of these legs. And to be honest with you, he doesn't transform too dissimilarly to the original, to be fair. This bit kind of comes out of this gap here. These bits come out here. This piece here just click out that. You see how this bit then comes down and kind of fills into that gap. This piece is going to come in like so. With the head, this piece kind of rotates around like that. So again, that's like the original. And then you're going to kind of line all of this up like so. And these two pegs here peg into there. Now, I've seen people have issues with these. So do be careful because it is quite a tight fit. So I don't know where people have had that issue, whether that is with putting it in. See, mine clicks in okay and it's come out okay. But just be wary of that because I have seen people report issues with that, so that's fine. And then these bits are going to come round and these bits are going to come into the middle here like so. So like that. And then the arms peg together like that and that. And they're going to say peg in. Yes, so there's little pegs on the side of here as well for the arms to peg in. Like that. So the arms should be pegged down into there. This bit should be all secure as well. That's pegged in there and there. And then it's just a case of rotating this around, I think. Bring that around, extending this, bringing this down. And there you got yourself a grapple. Let's take a bit of a better look at him. Yeah, it's a nice looking vehicle mode, I think. The front looks real nice. They've done a great job with the paint. You know, it looks like an updated grapple, which is what it is. They haven't done too much fancy with him. He transforms very similar to the original toy. And, you know, looks wise, he looks very similar as well. You can have the crane bit on here, or if you want to, you can, obviously, you can have it like that, or like that, and then you can use this piece here. And then that's where you can kind of attach it to things. See if we can line it up. So he's kind of pulling things along. Like so. That's one of the things that you can do. Let's see, let's see if they've got any other examples. They use anyone in particular on instructions. Normally they show a particular person that it fits in well with. They show it with kind of ironworks. So that would be a good one to demonstrate it with, I think. So I'll use that one as a demonstration. I'll unpeg this one and I'll bring in my ironworks. But just to show you, this also can then, on the instructions, they show you just having it pegged in on the side like that. Obviously you could use that as a kind of a blaster if you wanted to. That is something that you could do. And there's various different ports on here where you can have him kind of being shot, or you can use it for weapon storage. So he can store his gun on the side of here like that. So he does manage to store away all his weapons. This bit collapses in. It does click into place all the way out. Moves up and down here. This rotates all the way around, and you've got a ratchet, so it can go in there as well. So it sort of kind of can collapse down as well like that, which is pretty neat. There's quite a lot of articulation on there, and it can just sit flush like that, or you can bring it back. Yeah, entirely up to you. The wheels are all nice orange paint on the wheels and on the side. You've got these kind of support stands, silver on the side, and you get the construction things on the side there as well. And as I mentioned, the orange paint is done nice, done well, nicely, done nice on the cab around here. And then you get the Autobot symbol on here. So yeah, that's him. What we'll do is we'll bring in Ironworks and just show off that kind of gimmick a little bit better with the kind of grapple bit. And then we'll also bring in Hoist as a bit of a size comparison. Yeah, so here he is in his alt mode. This is the kind of setup they show with Ironworks, where he's kind of like either adding a panel, kind of moving it in. Obviously you connect the other kind of Micromaster type of road pieces and you can put those in there. You can do that, so that's quite cool. I did get actually I'll save that for another video, but because I've got a set which you can build up and kind of add on to these, so that'll be good for a different video. But yeah, you can do that, and then I'll just unplug it here, pop this off to the side. So that's kind of like the proper configuration there of him like that, and then bring in Hoist alongside him, and yeah, the scale kind of works. I mean, it's weird with him being a fire engine that, you know, he should obviously be a lot kind of higher this way, and a lot longer, but in terms of kind of G1 toy kind of scale, it works. Certainly in robot mode, in vehicle mode, they don't kind of scale quite as well, but you can kind of get away with it. I'm probably going to have this guy in his robot mode anyway, but they look all right together. And the vehicle mode, it kind of rolls quite nicely. There's some nice kind of paint apps and stuff on here. Yeah, I think he looks pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty much it. What we'll do is we'll do our kind of final piece, the kind of scores and adores, which I've been doing. Interested to know what you guys think about that. Is that something that you like, something that you don't like, or if you've got any feedback in terms of different categories and things like that that you want to see add? If I'm sort of using ones that you think are a bit naff, just let me know. Anyway, over to the scores on the doors. Right, here we go. It's our wrap up. In terms of articulation, 8 out of 10. Very good throughout. Only negative is the head not being able to move that kind of up and down. So you're not able to kind of look down or look up or anything. Side to side's fine, but it would be nice to have that extra bit of movement in there. Other than that, pretty good. Transformation, 7 out of 10. Really kind of, it's quite an easy transformation. It's very similar to that of the G1 toy. You know, I've marked them down slightly just because the issue with pegging in that crane into the legs going into vehicle mode and out. It's a really tight connection. So I've seen people break those, either getting them in or getting them out. Certainly transforming it from crane to robot mode is quite a tricky thing to try and pull those out. And I can easily see people breaking those. So I recommend trying just to sand those down just to try and negate that. In terms of accessories, an 8 out of 10. Again, pretty solid. You know, you get the gun, you get this kind of like pistol, then you get the crane piece, sorry. And then plus it all kind of interacts with the Micromaster kind of pieces, the road pieces and the bases. So, you know, I really like that aspect of it. Paint, again, I think they've done pretty well with that. An 8 out of 10. There's not loads of paint, but where it's done well. The cab section in particular is done very well, and it matches the colour of the plastic. So sometimes that can be quite hard to do, but they've done a really good job in kind of matching that in. And, you know, looking at here, it's hard to tell where the paint is and where the plastic ends. So that's really good. It's a little patchy inside his legs, and also, you know, it would have been a higher score on the paint. Just for the face, I mentioned about the eyes. He's kind of got like a red outline around the blue eyes. So I've marked him down slightly for that. It's just a personal preference thing. Build, 8 out of 10. No real issues. You know, what you'd expect really from this. The only thing, again, what I mentioned about those pegs that could be an issue. Otherwise it'd be a little bit higher. And X Factor, I've kind of gone down a little bit on this one, a 6 out of 10. You know, he looks cool, but you know, to me the character doesn't really hold much. You know, there's not a huge amount of nostalgia associated with that character, and you know, he's not in loads of the kind of cartoons and comics. He's not like a major character, so it's not someone that I have a kind of real kind of link with. One thing I do remember is my cousin had Grapple as a toy, so I remember always going around there and playing with that toy, and I had Inferno, so Inferno was probably my favourite out of the two molds, so that's where you go. Price 7 out of 10. He's pretty good value, but the Voyagers, they are quite expensive, but that's how it is. There's not much you can do about that. Overall, somewhere between a 7 and 8. I probably lean more towards a 7. He's a solid figure, and you won't be disappointed with him. But he's also not going to it's not going to blow you out of the water with this one. It's just a good figure. He's worth getting, but I wouldn't kind of break your back trying to get him if you didn't get him first time round, or he's on eBay for silly prices. Make sure you get him at the kind of right price would be my advice. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, stay healthy, stay connected, stay safe.